Even the people I run with, my friends who I call my friends, I wouldn't be with them if they didn't have boundaries and standards. You have to have some type of standards and boundaries about yourself. And then the thing about it, a lot of men don't know that they're being conned or tricked or manipulated because they do it so slick and sly. They be whooping them at their own game, and some of them don't even realize it. Let me tell you what happens sometimes, man, fellas. She'll ask you for certain things, and then you be like, "No, no, no, baby, no, I don't think we're gonna get that. We don't need that." And what she'll do later on that night, cook you a nice dinner, a good T-bone steak, salad. You know what I'm saying? Maybe with a sweet potato or baked potato if that's what you're into. You know, after she cleared the table, washed the dishes, she said, "I'm gonna go take a shower and get fresh while you lay in the bed finishing up watching the Monday night football game. As soon as the clock ends, all zeros. She's grabbing your shit. She beating you off. Now she's going down up the covers, topping you off real good. Huh? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It happened to y'all. Don't act like it ain't. And then guess what? She gonna pop that question as soon as you get done doing what you doing. And you're like, okay, baby. Let me think about it. Right then and there, she see the opening. She got you. You done. Put a fork in your ass. You done. She done manipulate. She done got you and got everything she wanted, what you need. Now she got that.
I can't
Got
believe
that
it.
yes. She got that new car now. That purse, that bag looking real nice with a new outfit when she's going out with her girlfriends and not with your black ass. You at home watching Thursday night football while she's at a happy hour with her girlfriends with that new bag you done bought her that you said she couldn't have it first, but now she got it because she did what she needed to do. Some of us guys don't see it. We fall for it because we fall for certain things. She knows what you like, what you into, what's going to get you to say yes and no. She know already. So guys, you got to make sure you stand on it and mean it. If that means you might have to go a couple nights without that ass, so be it. But let me tell you this: at least she knows where you stand, and she won't come with that weak ass bullshit no more. I'm gonna leave it there.
You're 100% right. One of the worst things you could do is back up off that no. If you said no and you mean it, stand on that shit, Joe. Don't get swindled, sweet talked, fuck any of that shit out of the no. When you said no, you meant it and stand on it. Stand on it. Your word gotta mean something. Especially in that relationship, your word gotta mean something.
All right, go ahead, Kenny.
Ain't nothing about that girl from my eye test say she falls into her femininity. Ain't no woman can tell you your purpose as a man or put you through trials and errors and toils for her affections in that manner. She talk a lot with her hands, her body. What communication is 9%, 90% body language, 10% what you say. Can you see a woman that speaks so with such bravado really falling in femininity? Nah. And she got big, strong hands. I don't trust those. That's a woman that looks like she'll tell you hell no quick. Look at her eyes. Look at the body language. You got a lot to say. Does it look like this? And I'm going to tell you this. Listen, I live in Brooklyn. When women start talking to me with their hands like that, I start be like, oh, yeah? Every man knows what he needs to do if you're a man. For your purpose and the woman that you want alongside you, she has to be your piece. Like I always say, that has to be my rib, my support, the thing that keeps me from anger and violence. Her soft voice can hit me like a boulder and keep me on my square. It's not about that woman that exhibited that to me. We already know, all these men up here know we're at an age where we know what we require and what we want in our lives. We all have trade-offs and compromises, but paramount on top of that list is peace. That woman can't tell me what I need. I'd have done walked away from her, bought her a large water with a lemon twist, and be like, later. She's not a representation of the woman that I know that would come to me. I shouldn't have to be going through jeopardy with a woman. We already got enough things within our day that is complex, us being marginalized, profiled, all this other things. We got bills to pay. We got to keep a roof over our head, food on the table, and then we got to play the mind games, the mental gymnastics. You miss me with that. I'll pass it.
All right, go ahead, Clout.
I somewhat agree with what she's saying about men having to have boundaries and things like that, but I'm not a fan of the checking thing, like feeling like they need to be checked. Like I'm a strong believer that a leader is as good as their followers. I feel like there's this idea that you set these boundaries, and if you're a good leader, they'll follow your boundaries, and I don't think that's true. I think it's all about submission, and it's like all I can do is lay down the boundaries, and a good follower, a good supporter, will submit to the boundaries that I've given. But if I have to put you in check, like in chess, putting you in check is forcing you in a position where you got to move, where I'm forced. That's control. I don't really want to deal with a situation where I have to check a woman and control her, because that means that I got to maneuver her like a piece, or I have to maneuver my pieces to force her to move where I want her to move. That to me is war. Like, that's stress. I think it's much more effective to find someone who respects you and willingly is following your guidelines, willingly following your boundaries. Like, and it's weird because we look at other examples of leadership in the world, and it's like a lot of other leaders of more important shit don't have to prove anything. We got politicians that don't prove that they have any leadership skill before they get elected. We got coaches to teams that ain't never played a sport a day in their life. And realistically, I genuinely believe someone who's an okay leader with followers who listen will beat you every time against someone who's supposedly a great leader that has insubordinate followers. I don't care how you do it. It could be a football team, a basketball team, doesn't matter. I could be an okay coach, but if I got a team that follows my instructions and follows the play to the T and doesn't deviate, we gonna win. And the team that where they can't follow instructions and they can't follow the play, they're gonna lose because they have no organization. And to me, that's what matters. So I don't think that men have to be checking women and doing that. But yes, you can obviously lay down your boundaries. Yeah, you don't have to yell, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to the woman. Either she's gonna follow those boundaries or she's not. And if she doesn't want to, that's the point where you have to move. But ain't nothing you say is gonna make a woman do nothing she don't want to do. Either she gonna do it or she not, and that's all of her own volition, and that's all it's ever gonna be.
Go ahead, Viz.
I guess I'm kind of in the middle with this. I do agree with what she said, and I understand the perspective after doing much research into relationships and trying to understand that man and woman dynamic, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, when you're in this intimate relationship. Me personally, I think that it's important for me to be able to move her as a chess piece on the board. Now, if she gives me resistance to being able to maneuver and tell her that this is what it is that we're going to do, then that's something different. But I think that it's imperative as a man and a leader to say, this is what we're doing and this is what it is, and nothing more, nothing less. Also, even with, in my opinion, from my experience with public speaking, with theater experience, with film production experience, people that talk with their hands, that's almost hand in hand with public speaking. Her doing all of the motions, maybe we don't know how far into the conversation she was or they were. So of course, if you're into it, then you're going to be a little more animated. So I can't necessarily knock her for that. But from my experience and from what I read, I've never been married. I know that there are some guys on the panel that were married or are married, but I'm quite sure that over the years, that woman is going to test you, be it if you're aware of it or unaware of it in some way, shape, and form. So I think that it's one of those dynamics that that you're going to deal with on some scale whenever it is that you're involved with a woman, you know what I'm saying, in that type of relationship.
Okay. Go ahead, brother Sam.
It's a long question that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Let's see. Women just can't trust a man that bends on his principles, his purpose, or leadership because he's the type of man who's afraid to hurt her feelings. Listen, I am with the Trev doctrine. That's what I like to call it, the Trev doctrine. You know, I hear Kenny was saying the messenger on this particular one. I could let's deal with the message from her. As Clout said, listen, the United States military tells you what to expect before you join. It's up to you to be willing to be a good soldier. The Army says this is the stand, you know, this is what we do. And this is what you're going to endure while you're here, starting with boot camp. This is basic training. And this is what we do over here. And if you're not with this, then don't join. We ain't going to make you join. Don't join. But if you want to come here and get paid by us and have the safety and security that the United States and the job security that the United States military will provide you, then this is what you will deal with. And then if you join the Army or the Navy or the Air Force or the Marines, then you get what you signed up for. It should be no different with men. What she's talking about in that video is she wants a man who's, as I talk about all the time, stoic. Men need to have conviction. Men need to be assertive. And men need to adopt the Trev doctrine of it is what it is. The standard is the standard. Ain't no hemming and hawing, ain't no bending, ain't no waving. And she needs to see that, but not just for the sake of her, because you'll look fake. Women can tell a dude that's posing out there trying to act like he's somebody. You need to do this just as a man in and of himself. This is why it's important that we have shows like King Talk so we could teach young men. That's the nature of this show. You know, we were talking about the PDF and all this. We were just talking about most of us up here, I'm 52 years old. Most of us up here are older. And we were discussing a young man who's in his 20s. Why are we talking? Because we're speaking, using that scenario as an example to speak to other young men on what they need to do as they get older and to become better men when they get our age. This also includes this topic right here and how to deal with women. I created a product. It's a memorandum of understanding. A lot of men need to start utilizing an MOU. Some of you guys that do business, you understand what an MOU is, but a memorandum of understanding is basically between two people that's getting ready to do business. We are establishing what I expect and I'm getting out of this deal and what you expect and what you're getting out of this deal. And you need to follow what we got right here in the writing. It's not necessarily the contract, but it's a memorandum of understanding. I see what you're here for. You see what I'm here for. And I agree. Men need to start doing that with women. I'm going to drop one for you guys, a memorandum of understanding that you need to give. You need to rewrite the contract with some of you guys' wives and guys that's in a relationship, got a girlfriend. You need to establish a contract. And for those that's single, you need to create one so you can weed out all the women that's going to cause you problems in the future, because you need to have an understanding with her as to how things are going to move. But you got to have a strong backbone. And women that will determine that you don't have a strong backbone, that you kind of weak, that you kind of, you on the fence with a lot of stuff. You're not really sure. You're not going to give her any confidence that she's going to want to follow, and she's going to run all over you. So, as in the military, this is what we do here. If you want to join, join. This is where this bus is going. Remember when Mr. Lego used to say, listen, this is where this bus is going. You don't have to get on, ladies. But if you're gonna ride this bus, this is where we're going. This is where you'll sit and let me do my job. And then everybody will be happy. That's how I feel about it.
All right. Ikan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, wake up. Wake up. It's on you.
I'm up, brother. I'm up. What's
Niger
poppin',
know
guys?
they carry last. Niger.
Niger never come last, brother. Niger never come last. Not last, but last. How you guys doing, brothers?
Good about yourself.
Doing good, Kenny.
Good, good. The thing is this, right? Yeah, she's right. A man has to. You gotta understand. Let me put it this way, guys. This is one thing about it, right? It pisses me off every day that I see that, not just in the United States, even in Africa. The bond, a man's word is his bond. You see what I'm saying? If you can't stand by your word, you lose credibility. And one person that watches you every single day is your woman. She's the one that sees you not standing by your bonds, not standing by your words, because your words is your bond. And I gotta say this, and I say it every time. You don't commit crime because you want to stand by your words, but don't say what you know you can't do. But when it hasn't been fulfilled, always let people know that it's gonna happen. You're gonna do it. This might not be the right time. You're gonna do it. Keep that communication open, because one thing that destroys relationship is that people think you're already giving up, but you're not communicating. You're not letting them know that no, I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to be able to do it right now because I might not have what it takes to do it, but I'm not forgetting about doing it. But I'm doing what I know I can do now, because tomorrow might be the right day to do the other one. That's one thing. So, and another thing is this: when you tell her not to do this, and she does it, you got to put her back in her behind the line, because it's not just that you're controlling, but because you see the danger ahead. It's because you see the danger ahead. Because if she continues in that, it's going to be rocky for for you and your family. And society is going to hold you responsible, not her, but you. But if you hold it down and say, no, you got to step back. No, go back to the line. Go back to the line. Yes, you did it yesterday. You did it 2 years ago. You did it 3 years ago. Because they're never going to stop doing it. But you got to keep pushing it back the line, pushing it back the line, pushing it back the line. Because guess what? Your children are listening. And she's right. If you can't hold your words, they lose respect for you. And if they lose that respect, you got to go. Because that's the only way you can get it back. So a man's words are his bonds. Don't play with them.
Hey, Kenny, you ever had to correct a woman?
Many times, brother.
In what ways?
Mentally, and sometimes you got to apply some physical to it.
Yeah, he drove Marcus wild. He about to pull out his hair. I'm not saying I condone it. But okay, so what was like the issue, the situation where it took you there where you had to restore your household?
Um, I gotta say this: in my household, I'm married to the most beautiful, the most intelligent, and also the most respectful woman on earth. Even though there are moments, right? So I've never In my household, I've never reached there because I never allowed it to get there. You see what I'm saying? So you as a man can allow things to happen because you're not being careful, you're not thoughtful, you don't understand what a man's supposed to do and what a man is not supposed to do. You see? But when you understand that, you know that you don't let things happen. But before I got married, I pushed for it, and sometimes I have to physically make it happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, before I met my wife, not before I got married, before I met my wife. My previous relationship, I have to do that. Because you got to understand, right? Not everybody is raised in a right family. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody. But that's why I always tell you guys all the time, especially on King's Talk, always vet the woman. Vet the woman before you marry her. Don't just go marry somebody or get any woman pregnant. You mortgage in your future. You always got to make sure. Look at that person. No matter how long it takes, make sure you're marrying the right person. It helps a lot. I use my family every day as an example. It helps a lot to marry the right woman.
Can
Yeah.
can you clear? So you chose to physically correct her, right? You didn't have to, because obviously you ended up leaving her and you found somebody you did not have to do that with, correct?
That's right.
So you don't have to do that. That's just not the right type of woman for you. Like, I want to be clear
Um,
on that message, because I don't want to I don't want
you
to
see,
even
I didn't have to do what now because I'm trying to understand what you mean by that. I didn't have
when
to.
when they asked you, did you physically, well, when you said you physically had to correct a woman before, right? And I'm saying,
Not put hands on the person first. You understand what I mean by not put hands first, right?
explain what you're saying.
Because I was going to be stabbed. I was just a little boy. The person was 5 years older than me. I was going to be stabbed, so I had to defend myself. I was just a little kid, 23-year-old.
Look, I think that might be a different situation if you had to protect yourself.
Yeah, but guess what? It started because you weren't standing your ground. Then it started escalating. You see what I mean?
Absolutely, I believe that 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm agreeing with is that had you set the right parameters early, as you did in your marriage, you would never got to that point. And the signs that
Mm-hmm.
it was gonna get violent, you overlooked due to not either knowing how or not doing them. And once you did
Yeah,
that, you no longer had that issue. So you
that's
kept
right.
did not have to. It transpired that way due to decisions that you were making, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, Kenne, that Nigerian pimp hand was strong. Tell the truth, shame the devil tonight, brother. Tell us what happened, man. This is a safe space, man. We want to know who threw the bowl of jollof. Who threw that bowl, man?
I did not, my brother. I did not. I did not throw the bowl of
Trying to set you up.
jollof, right?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. No, I did not.
You can't
I,
expect
I,
me to take you
I
seriously.
was just a little kid, brother. I was just 23 years old. You know what I mean? And I was going to Nigeria the same day.